whilst it might be cliche to suggest nobody saw this coming, that really is true of the year 2020. What was supposed to be a year of hope, a year of change, a year of promise, turned into something quite the opposite. I'll always consider 2020 to be one of the biggest years of my life, but I'll never forget the early hours of March the 12th, when President Donald Trump enacted a travel ban on the Schengen area of the European Union. It didn't affect the UK or Ireland at the time, but what it did mean was that I had to change my plans to emigrate here to the USA very quickly. What was meant to be a relaxed and chilled out farewell to friends and family before I embark on a new life turned into 72 hours of panic. 72 hours of single-handedly trying to clear out a house on my own with no real prior warning. 72 hours of near complete isolation by myself, seeing very few people, contacting very few people, and just focusing on what my life was becoming while the world was becoming what it was. I arrived here with a sense of relief, despite the way of the world. And I'll never forget arriving here and landing at Logan Airport in Boston, realising that my life had changed for the better in spite of everything that was going on. It's all too easy to dismiss what 2020 has been. And of course, on a global scale, you can't really argue against it. But we can look back to a long summer, and a very different summer, where actually we all did achieve something, albeit slightly differently. We may have rekindled old friendships and got hold of people that we might not have got hold of over years, because suddenly the internet was the place to be. The internet was what everyone was on, what everyone was doing. Zoom, Teams, any other video services that are available. We all connected with one another. We didn't expect to, perhaps, but plans were changed. And we all made the most of it. And that's one of the things I will take from 2020. For me, I can sum it up thus. 2020 has been the best year of my life in the worst year of my lifetime. It's been a whole different picture for the world and a whole different landscape that we end this year on compared to what we began it with. But I will always take it with a sense of positivity. I was lucky enough to marry my wife now on March the 27th, as planned, albeit with no guests. But we still made that happen. We still lived out that promise. We still lived out that hope. We still lived out a life now that 9 months later, we are still living with a smile on our faces. And it's not just us that have tied the knot this year. And it's not just us that have had momentous moments in their lives. I know people who have begun new jobs, dream jobs. I know people that have either become parents for the first time, or are expecting, or have become a parent for the second time, welcoming a new life into the world. And it's these little things that I will always look back on, not just in 2020, but in years to come, and years gone by. I've always considered myself a glass 3/4 full kind of person. Not glass half empty, not glass half full. I will always see the good in people. I will always see the good and the positivity in situations. And that hasn't changed this year, and nor will it in years to come. I see hope, and I see what can be. And I look into 2021 with a renewed sense of hope, and a new job that I begin on January the 4th, helping people who have been affected by flooding and other weather damages, helping them get their lives back in order, helping them to continue with the life they once knew. It's a far cry from the career that I had on the railways back in Britain. It's a new challenge, but it's something that I will take with open arms. I can't wait to get started with that. And whilst we go into 2021 without as much of a sense of hope as we may have done, at least from the outset, I want this message to come to you and give that hope a second chance. It's not just for dreams to die for the sake of what the year has been. It's all for the sake of New Year's resolutions that might not be kept. But they don't have to be made on January the 1st. If you want that change in your life, if you want something different, if you want something new, if you want something fresh, do it. Give it a go. Persevere with it. Seek help, seek support from those who know you best and those who trust you best. Let them be the ones who drive you on, along with yourself. Let those be the ones who take those dreams forward with you. And just because 2020 has been the year it's been, it doesn't mean dreams you had will die. They may change. They may be altered. But you don't have to give up on them. I remember one thing poignantly, at least now, that the last time I refereed a game of snooker was on February the 6th in Cheltenham. As always, I was proud and honoured to referee at a professional snooker event. But I didn't appreciate that sitting here now, I have not refereed since then. I've not been able to actively be a part of the sport that I've loved my whole life. But I know that time will come again. I know my involvement with snooker is far from finished. It's only just beginning. And I came here with hope. To get involved with a country who hasn't really embraced snooker as much as other countries have done. As far as I'm concerned, that dream is but on pause. Nothing more. And the world will return to its feet. Everyone will have that renewed sense of hope. And like me with that dream here, your dreams can live on. I understand that Christmas will be particularly difficult for those in Britain now, who are under tiered restrictions, somewhat different to what I'm currently living in here. I feel sorry for those who are having to live through those. But there will be light at the end of the tunnel. We don't know when. Not quite. Not yet. But it will come. So don't give up on 2021. Even if you think it's just going to be the same as the last 12 months have been. Whether it is for the world or not, there's very little you can do about it. So focus on your own life and the lives of those you love. That's all I can ask for. That's all I can hope for. And that's all I plan on doing. I wish you all a very Merry Christmas and a happy, prosperous and hopeful 2021. Thank you.